for the road, man. Overcoming adversity, learning from scars, falling, getting back up again. Overcoming adversity, stogie for the road, stogie for the road, stogie for the road, stogie for the road, stogie for the
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, a Stogie for the Road podcast. I am your host, Stogie, aka Sean, and I hope you're happy to be here because I'm happy to be here. I am super excited about this podcast today. I've been wanting to go off on this one for a while, and man, I mean a while. I want to talk about the infamous Lake Stevens Community Facebook page. Guys, these Facebook pages, I'm sure you've got them. They're all the same. I've lived in different areas. They're all the freaking same. I have absolutely become convinced that the greatest reality show ever created isn't on Netflix. It isn't HBO. It isn't Bravo. It's a Lake Stevens Community Facebook page. I don't even watch television anymore. I wake up, pour a cup of coffee, light a cigar, and open Facebook and whisper to myself, all right, who's pissed off today? Because somebody is always pissed off. Not occasionally, professionally. Some of these people are full-time angry. I mean, perfect attendance. I think they just sit in the front of a Ring camera waiting for something to happen. Can you imagine living like that? You're sitting in your recliner, watching your Ring notifications like NORAD waiting for a missile launch or Santa. Ding! Holy shit, Mary! A teenager just rode past the house on an e-bike. Everybody calm down. It's not the Taliban. It's Braden. He's 14. He weighs $120. He's carrying a fishing pole and a Monster Energy drink, and the confidence of somebody whose frontal lobe hasn't developed yet. Then the comments start. This is out of control. Really, Barbara, out of control? You grew up in the 70s. Your generation strapped lawn chairs onto the back of pickup trucks and called it family vacation. Let's not pretend safety has always been your thing. I mean, my God, I can vividly remember building wooden ramps and jumping my buddies on my frickin' BMX bike. And can we talk about these suspicious person posts? Every damn week, suspicious male walking down the street. Okay, what made him suspicious? Let's unpack this, shall we? He looked around from left to right. Really? Looked around? You know who else looks around? People. That's literally how eyeballs work. Maybe, just maybe, he was trying to figure out if he was at the right house or not. Maybe Amazon sent him to the wrong address. Maybe DoorDash dropped him off 3 houses too early. No. According to Facebook, he's clearly assembling an international crime syndicate outside of your frickin' mailbox. Then they upload the Ring camera footage. Every single time. The footage looks like it was recorded on a Nintendo Wii. It's like 6 pixels. The guy could be Abraham Lincoln, for frick's sakes. He could be your UPS driver too. Hell, it could be you. Nobody knows. Then somebody always comments, shared. Shared where? With who? Interpol? Batman? The Avengers? What exactly are we trying to accomplish here? Then the infamous helicopter. Oh my God, the helicopter. You people lose your minds over helicopters. Does anybody know why there's a helicopter over the lake? No. Nobody knows, including you. Yet somehow there are already 87 comments. My brother's friend knows somebody at the sheriff's office, and he said nothing. No, he doesn't. Your brother changes his own oil. He's not Jason Bourne. Then another person chimes in. I heard they're looking for somebody. Really? That's a hell of a theory there, Karen. You mean the helicopter might be looking? Amazing detective work. Get this woman a badge. Then without fail, there's always that guy. I know exactly what's going on, but I can't say. Oh my gosh. This freaking guy, the know-it-all. The individual who's got this suspicious military background, and we all should just trust his knowledge. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll get right on that, dude. Then why are you here if you know exactly what's going on? Imagine walking into a movie theater yelling, "I know how it ends, but I'm not telling anybody." Well, congratulations. You've contributed absolutely nothing, sir. You know what I think? I think half of these people don't even care what happened. They just want to be first, like breaking news for absolutely nothing. Heads up, everyone. There's a squirrel on 91st Avenue. Well, thank God, Linda, you're here. I almost drove directly into him. Then summer hits. Fireworks. Not the fireworks. Sweet Jesus, the fireworks. You can actually set your watch by it. 7:58, nothing. 7:59, peaceful. 8, boom. 8 p.m. with 0.7 seconds on the clock. Facebook explodes harder than the fireworks themselves. Whoever's shooting off fireworks should be ashamed of themselves. Meanwhile, some dude in Granite Falls is lighting a mortar with a cigarette, holding a bush light, wearing flip-flops, looking at his buddy like, "Hey, bro, watch this shit." That's Washington. Accept it. Then we've got the boats. Does anyone else think the music on the lake is too loud? How many times have we heard that one? Too loud? It's Saturday. You're living next to a lake. That's like moving next to Disneyland and complaining that there's entirely too much laughter around here. What exactly were you expecting? A string quartet? No, you're getting a pontoon full of dads screaming the chorus of Kid Rock like it's the national anthem. And somehow the same people complaining about loud boats have a leaf blower that sounds like an F-16 every Sunday morning at 7:15. Apparently noise only counts when somebody else is making it. And the truth is, I love this freaking page because it reminds me that no matter how divided we are, Americans will still come together, even if it's to bitch and complain and fight and one-up each other. You know what actually kills me, though? Every single person on that page thinks they're the normal one. You've seen it. They think, is everybody else crazy? It's like Facebook assembled the Avengers. If every superhero's power was overreacting, first you've got the e-bike Karens. We all know them. E-bike Karen doesn't even know where her own reading glasses are, but somehow she knows every kid on every e-bike is doing 48 miles an hour. Not 38, exactly 48. I clocked him. With what? A radar gun? Do you work for NASCAR now? Every one of her posts starts with, "I'm not trying to complain." Bullshit. That's exactly what you're doing. You've complained so much your phone automatically capitalizes unacceptable. Then comes Ken, her counterpart. Ken comments under everything. Doesn't matter what it is. Lost dog? Should have trained him better. Power outage? Should have bought a generator. Meteor hits Frontier Village? That's why I don't shop there. Ken has an answer for everything, and somehow none of them help. Then you've got Ring Camera Randy. Ring Camera Randy has 17 cameras, motion sensors, 2 trail cameras, a drone, and somehow he still can't identify who's walking by his house. Can anybody identify this suspicious male? Randy, you've got enough surveillance equipment to invade a small country, and your picture still looks like it was taken with a microwave. Every single video starts the same way. A blurry guy walking on a sidewalk, that's it. In the comments, lock your doors. Why? He walked. That's what sidewalks are for. Then comes Roundabout Ron. He slides into the freaking mix. Oh my God, not Roundabout Ron. You people lose your minds over roundabouts every week. Who designed these damn things? They're circles, Ron. It's not nuclear physics. You're acting like NASA installed a particle accelerator at the intersection. The instructions are yield, enter, leave. That's it. Somehow you treat them like they're docking an International Space Station. Then you've got people who stop in the middle of the roundabout to let somebody in. No! That's literally the one thing you're not supposed to do. You just turned a traffic circle into a hostage negotiation. Every day somebody posts, almost got hit in the roundabout. Almost by who? A 70-year-old doing 12 miles an hour while signaling left for 3 complete revolutions. I've seen people go around that thing so many times. I'm totally convinced they're trying to build enough frequent flyer miles to get to Spokane via this roundabout. Then there's this guy. We gotta love this guy. I call him Pontoon Pete. Pontoon Pete believes the entire lake came to hear his playlist. He's bought 1 Bluetooth speaker, and now apparently we're all attending his floating concert. He's 58 years old, shirt off, white New Balances, cargo shorts, captain's hat, holding a bush light, pointing at the shoreline. This one's for you guys. Nobody asked you, Pete. Nobody. Literally nobody. The fish are literally filing noise complaints. And then somebody posts, the music was shaking our windows. Really? Your windows survived windstorms, earthquakes, teenagers, and somehow Creed was the final straw. Then we've got Helicopter Hank. Gotta love this guy. Helicopter Hank has never been right. Not once. Yet every helicopter gets the same treatment. You know, I have a source. Hank, you don't have a source. Stop it. You don't have to lie to kick it. You have a guy named Rick who changes tires. That's not intelligence. That's gossip with a tool belt. By the time the helicopter leaves, Facebook has solved 3 murders, captured Bigfoot, found the DB Cooper, and blamed California every single damn time. Then comes my favorite. This one is absolutely my favorite. Comment section Carl. Carl has never created a post, and I mean ever. He's contributed nothing. He only comments following. Okay, you're following. What following what? The investigation into why somebody's garbage can tipped over. Carl's entire purpose in life is watching other people argue. He's basically the guy standing at a bar fight yelling, "Get him!" without ever throwing a single punch. And then we've got the final boss. The person who writes, "If you don't like living here, move." We've all seen this guy because somebody asked if anyone else's internet is down. That's a hell of an escalation there, Chief. My Wi-Fi's slow. Well, then leave Washington. Easy there, General Patton. The truth is, it wouldn't change a thing because tomorrow morning, someone's goat will escape. Someone will post a blurry coyote picture. Someone will ask why there are 9 police cars on Highway 2. Someone will blame the roundabouts. And e-bike Karen will somehow know that Braden was doing exactly 48 miles an hour again. And I'll be right there with my coffee and cigar like I always am. Honestly, folks, you know what I've realized? The Lake Stevens page isn't actually a Facebook page. It's a group therapy for people who don't know they're in therapy. At least that's my shade tree philosophical approach towards it. Nobody's actually posting because they need information. They're posting because their brain needs a little hit of, look at me. It's a dopamine hit with a profile picture. You ever notice the same people post every single day? I'm starting to think Facebook isn't even an app anymore. It's life support. Some of these people don't drink coffee in the morning. They refresh the community page. Honey, where's my phone? What for? I haven't been outraged yet. Then it hits. Did anyone else hear sirens? Ah, yes. There it is. The brain lights up like a slot machine. Maybe I'll be the one that solves it. Nobody wants the mystery to end. If the sheriff himself commented, it's over. Here's exactly what happened. Half the comments would be, I don't believe that. Because if they accepted the answer, what would they do for the next 3 hours? The mystery itself is the hobby. And that's the addiction. You've got people zooming into Ring camera footage like they're enhancing security footage in a crime show. Zoom in another 600%. Ma'am, you're just looking at pixels, not clues. You could zoom in for another hour and you'll discover more pixels. Then somebody draws a circle around absolutely nothing. You see this shadow? No, I don't. That's a bush. You circled a hydrangea. Then another person says, enhance the image. Enhance. You got it like that? This isn't CSI. It's a Ring camera from 2019. You can't enhance a photo. Then you got people that need everything to be connected. Fireworks, helicopter, power flickers, dog barks, something's going on. No, several things are going on. It's called life, all at the same time. That's called a Tuesday. I love the confidence in some of these people too. I've lived here for 30 years. Congratulations. That doesn't make you Director of Homeland Security for Lake Stevens. You know that, right? You know who else who's lived here for 30 years? The ducks. And somehow they're less dramatic than you are. The geese don't hold a press conference. They don't post to whomever left the breadcrumbs by the dock. They just honk, judge you, and move the hell on, and sometimes F up traffic while they're moving slowly across the lake over by the chicken. Maybe we should just be more like geese. Actually, no, they're actual psychopaths. Forget I said that. Completely disregard. And here's my favorite thing. People don't ask questions anymore. Do you ever notice that? They ask accusations disguised as questions. Am I the only one who's tired of these e-bikes? No, because I counted. There are already 93 posts about this in this month alone. You're not the only one. And you know that because you're here every day. You people have formed a support group. If e-bikes disappeared tomorrow, half of you would have an identity crisis. You'd wake up, coffee in hand, open Facebook and whisper, what do I complain about now. You'd have to start enjoying your day. Can you imagine that? No helicopters, no pontoons blasting Creed and Kid Rock, no fireworks, no loud boats, no suspicious guy walking his dog, just peace. Some of these people would absolutely panic. They'd be driving around the neighborhood looking for something to bother them. That mailbox over there looks a little crooked. I'm going to call CPS on that kid on a mini bike. Meanwhile, disguising the fact that they aren't telling anybody they used to be addicted to meth and all this other stuff. The squirrel crossed without looking both ways. Post it. I think that cloud is parked illegally. Post it. But here's the truth. Some people don't actually want a peaceful community. Have you noticed that? They want interesting notifications. Peace is terrible for engagement. Chaos gets comments. And comments are the currency of the internet. That's why every post ends with thoughts. No, you don't want thoughts. You want 387 comments in a digital cage match between two retired guys named Mike who have never met but now hate each other because one thinks fireworks should stop at 10 and the other says freedom doesn't have a bedtime. That's the real Lake Stevens Olympics. Not rowing, not fishing, winning an argument in the comments when someone whose profile picture is a fish they caught in 2018. Nobody has ever changed their mind in these comments, ever. Not once. The only thing that changes is somebody's blood pressure. And can we stop pretending kids today invented doing dumb shit? Every generation acts like the one after them is the first one to make bad decisions. You hear it all the damn time. The kids on the e-bikes are out of control. Really? Well, allow me to compare notes. Today's kid has an e-bike. Big deal. Back in your day, you and your buddies built a ramp out of cinder blocks, a rotten sheet of plywood, and blind confidence. Nobody measured anything. Nobody tested it. One kid just looked around and said, yeah, I think it'll hold. Now, obviously, those were famous last words, and you still got the scar to prove it. But you launched your Huffy over 3 garbage cans and 2 of your buddies, missed everyone, landed face first, got up, spit out half a tooth, and rode home before your mom found out. Today's kid wipes out on an e-bike, and within 30 seconds, there's Ring camera footage, 3 Facebook posts, 2 people demanding legislation, and somebody's aunt saying, I saw him doing at least 45. Yep, that lady again. He was going downhill with the wind behind him. Relax. Back then, our parents didn't know where we were. Not because they didn't care, because there wasn't an app. They literally, they'd stand on the porch and just look at the sun and go, he'll be back before dark. He's probably hungry. That was the GPS, the sun positioning system. Today's parents can see their kids' exact location, their heart rate, their battery percentage, what song they're listening to, and they're still posting, has anyone seen my son? Yeah, according to your own app, he's at the gas station buying a Slurpee. The irony kills me every time. The same guy complaining about e-bikes was once 16 years old, riding in the back of a pickup truck in a lawn chair, doing 60 down a country road with a bush light in his hand, talking about today's the greatest day of his life, with absolutely nothing holding him except bad decisions, honestly. A seatbelt? Fuck no. There were 7 of you. 3 in the bed, 2 sitting on the wheel wells, 1 guy hanging on to a cooler, and somehow you survived. But little Braden riding an electric bicycle, society is absolutely falling apart. No. Society's doing exactly what it's always done. Kids find the fastest thing they can get their hands on. Parents panic. Grandparents say, back in my day. And the cycle starts all over again. Remember bottle rockets? They weren't exactly conducting scientific experiments back then. Every neighborhood had that one kid, the self-appointed pyrotechnics engineer. Yours truly. That was me. Anyway, moving on. He'd say, guys, I got an idea. Those 5 words almost always ended with somebody losing an eyebrow. You know what our safety equipment was back then? It was called distance and common sense. That's it. You guys might want to back up. That was our OSHA. And now those same people are on Facebook typing in all caps because a teenager did a wheelie past their mailbox at 3 in the afternoon. Come on. Let's be honest. If electric bikes had existed when you were 14, shut up. Oh my gosh. You'd have been trying to jump over your buddy's above ground pool by lunchtime and you freaking know it. You wouldn't have been posting about it. There wouldn't even have been a post to the parents of the kid who launched himself into the freaking stratosphere. That kid would have been you. The difference isn't that kids have changed. The difference is back then, our bad decisions disappeared into history. Now we're filming it. Now they've got Ring cameras, doorbell cameras, security cameras, dash cams, cell phone videos. And before the kid even gets home, there's already a 12-paragraph Facebook post titled, "To the Parents of." That's the biggest change. Kids don't become crazier. The audience just gets bigger. We used to embarrass ourselves in front of 6 friends. Now you can embarrass yourself in front of 12,000 neighbors if you wanted to. And Linda in the comments is going to say, "This is why I homeschool." And after all that, after the fireworks, the helicopters, the e-bikes, the loud boats, the mysterious booms, the suspicious guy who committed the unforgivable crime of walking by, you know what I've realized? I wouldn't trade it for anything. Because for all the insanity, for all the keyboard commandos, for all the detectives who couldn't solve a mystery of a missing sock if their life depended on it, this place shows up. When somebody's dog gets loose, half the town starts looking. When somebody loses their house in a fire, people who argued with each other yesterday are dropping off gift cards today. When a kid gets sick, the same people who spent over 3 hours fighting over roundabouts suddenly raise thousands of dollars without thinking twice. That's the part Facebook doesn't show you enough. Because outrage, that gets comments. But kindness, that gets things done. So tomorrow morning, good old Karen's going to hear another loud boom. Ken's going to definitely blame California. Roundabout Ron is going to miss his exit 3 times and somehow decide it's the engineer's fault. Pontoon Pete is going to think the entire lake requested his playlist. E-bike Karen is going to swear some kid was doing 93 miles an hour on a bicycle. Ring camera Randy is going to upload another video that looks like it was filmed with a baked potato. And good old Helicopter Hank, oh, God bless him. He's going to solve another case that nobody asked him to investigate. And you know what? I'll be right there. Old coffee in hand, cigar in the other, opening the comments like it's Christmas morning. Because underneath all this ridiculousness, underneath the arguments, underneath the all caps posts and blurry screenshots, it's still just a bunch of people who care enough about where they live just to pay attention. Maybe a little too much attention at times, but attention nonetheless. So keep posting about the fireworks. Keep arguing about the e-bikes. And keep asking why the helicopter is flying over the lake. Keep blaming those doggone roundabouts. Because if we're being honest here, I'd rather live in a town where everybody has an opinion than one where nobody gives a damn. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go check the community page. Apparently, somebody heard a loud boom. There's a suspicious guy walking his dog. 3 kids just rode past on e-bikes, and a pontoon is playing Kid Rock. And according to the comments, it's somehow all connected. God, I love this town. See you in the comments, folks.